If you know anything about me, or if you've been around this channel for a little while, you'll know that, well, it doesn't take a whole lot to make me excited about something. I get pretty excited pretty easily. So today I figured let's just lean into it, and we're gonna talk about what is exciting right now as spring is coming, spring 2020. So let's get started. Okay guys, there's so much to be excited about, especially in spring. It is my favorite season. I feel like I say that about other seasons too, but spring is actually my favorite season. It just like smells good, and there are flowers, and fruit starts to taste really good again. But also there's just something so fun and like cool about the renewal idea of spring. And spring is when I start to teach some of my favorite units. I teach Shakespeare in spring. I talk about poetry in spring. So I thought, what better time than now to start a little series seasonally where I talk about things that are really exciting right now, because once again, like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot to get me excited, but I figure this way, at least if I share it with you guys, maybe you can get excited too, you know? I have 5 things that are really exciting right now. So before we even get started talking about all the things we're excited about, I need to make sure that I say a huge thank you to our sponsor for today's video, Hunt a Killer. And Hunt a Killer is actually one of the first things that I'm excited about, so let's just dive right into it, shall we? The first thing that I'm excited about is subscription boxes. Different types of subscription boxes, especially activity subscription boxes. And I have 2 different ones I'm gonna tell you about today. The first one is today's sponsor, Hunt a Killer. Now, granted, yes, this is a paid promotion for Hunt a Killer. However, it is so cool, you guys. I'm really excited to tell you about it. In fact, it was the impetus for this whole entire video about what I'm excited about right now. Essentially, Hunt a Killer is a series of subscription boxes, and you get them one at a time. And what you're doing, either by yourself or with other people, which is what I like about Hunt a Killer, and I'll tell you why in a minute, is you're solving a murder. You're hunting a killer, right? So like, there's all these cool puzzles and ciphers. I have 2 of the boxes. Box number 1 has already been opened and done, and it is so cool. And then box number 2, I kind of can't wait. This box comes with so much cool stuff, and I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, but I'm just gonna kind of like show you. So it comes with all these really cool little pieces of information. And this right here is a case file with all the different pieces to the puzzle and all the different evidence and things to like go through. And it comes with a special like enamel pin. There's a whole start here. There is a card in here that has hints in case you need them. We did not use the hints until the very end, just to like check our work, because you know, a bunch of teachers, like of course we're gonna check our work, right? But it's like so amazingly detailed and nuanced that like the theme lover in you, like me, I'm a sucker for a theme, will get really into it in that way. But let me tell you what I love the most about this box. It's that I got to have an evening at home where it wasn't just watching Netflix, right? Like where I got to connect with friends and family without having to A, leave my house, B, pay for a babysitter. These boxes started only $25, which is less than the cost of a babysitter on an evening for 2 kids anyways. So like, that's already a win. I'm the kind of person that when I'm done teaching for the week, I don't want to put on real pants unless I really have to. So like relaxing at home and doing something that's cool and not another movie, because let's be honest, we do movie night every night in my house. We're working together on this, and it's just, you get lost in the details and you get lost in the mystery, and it's like so fun. And it also gave me some really cool ideas for ways that I could use this kind of an idea, like a breakout box or escape room kind of a thing, to teach evaluating sources in my class and even building arguments. I mean, it's definitely something I've mulled around with, but now that I've actually like done an activity firsthand, I have some really great ideas. So I cannot wait for box number 2. I will tell you about that when I get to box number 2 in a later video. If you want to get 20% off of your own Hunt a Killer box, check out the link in the description box down below and use this code that you see on your screen for 20% off. Like I said, once again, we're talking about spring. Weather is a little bit iffy, so you kind of never quite know what's going to be happening. This would be a great like rainy night or rainy day at home kind of a thing. I will say, if you have kids that are talking and reading, you probably don't want them around that. So it's definitely an adult activity, but super duper fun. Super fun to do after the kids go to bed. You know what I mean? So speaking of the kids, there's another box I want to tell you about. This is an activity box for kids. There are a bunch of different ones. The company is Oyster Kit, and they have boxes that teach kids about, with hands-on activities, they teach kids about different vocations and different careers. So the box that we got is all about being a veterinarian, and my kids ate it up. This is not a sponsored video for this box, but we still really, really love it. I'm not gonna tell you guys about stuff that I don't love. Like, I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion about things. Like, hunt a killer, don't do it around your kids because it's not appropriate for all ages, but it's super cool for adults. Oyster Kit, absolutely great for children. They've got other ones too. They've got some really cool ones. I will put the link to this one down below as well. And if you wanna see more about this, I actually did an IGTV video on this box, and you can see like what it looked like with the kids interacting with it. Super cool, super fun. So that's that for subscription boxes. My next thing that I am super excited to tell you about is actually a little professional development opportunity. It is the Q Conference. If you're not familiar with Q is a California-based organization whose mission is to transform teaching by connecting educators with ideas, resources, and each other to use technology to prepare all students to succeed in a rapidly changing world. So essentially, we're talking about innovation, we're talking about imagination, we're talking about technology as a vehicle to bring all of those things to life. We're talking about 21st century skills, all of those great things that we like to talk about that are buzzwords, but actually bringing educators together for these things. So Q is an organization where you can have a membership, but it's also, they hold conferences. I'm extremely excited and honored to have been, I'm bringing over a box. It's gonna be, this is a box heavy video. I am honored to have been asked to speak at this year's Q Conference on a panel for video creators. So I'm gonna be there at the conference in Palm Springs, mid-March. If you are not registered and you would like to, there is still time. I will put the registration link down below. But I wanted to show you guys, we're gonna do a little quick unboxing. They sent me the coolest box full of stuff, all for being a presenter. And I'm not even like really presenting because I don't think I'm really prepping anything. I think I'm just talking about how this, sharing teaching stuff and that sort of thing with colleagues on the internet. There's some cool stuff in here. So they sent this, oh, that's cool. They sent a t-shirt, and on the back it says #WeAreQ. Okay, I love it. Awesome. I'm just excited. I'm excited to go to a conference. I haven't been to a real teaching conference other than Keeping the Wonder, and that was something that I took myself to because my district hasn't had money to send people to conferences in a really long time. But I haven't been to anything like this, like a big one in, oh my gosh, 10 years? It's been a long time. There's cool swag in here. This says Q, powerful learning. Oh, I think it's one of those like screen wiping cloths. And then, actually, I really need this. I really need this mouse pad. So that's awesome because today I was like scrambling trying to get a piece of paper under my mouse and it was stupid. You guys, this is so cute. We're doing, I guess, like a sticker swap. And so they needed to get from us our Bitmojis. Look at the stickers that they made me. It's got my logo and my little Bitmoji that I made. Oh, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so fun. Don't worry, I'll totally be vlogging the whole entire time. But many of you have been asking me when I've been posting on Instagram about the Q Conference, like what is the Q Conference? There you go. It's all about innovation and bringing ideas together and connecting educators to basically bring the best and the newest stuff to our kids in our classrooms. Okay. Consulting my notebook here. This feather pen reminds me of the next exciting thing that I want to tell you about. So it is almost March. The day that this video is going up is the last day in February, which means March is tomorrow, which means March Madness. And no, I don't mean basketball. Not that I don't like basketball, but I don't like basketball. Like I like basketball. You know what I mean. I'm not going to be like going out of my way to watch March Madness as it pertains to basketball. I am, however, going to be playing an amazing round of Poetry March Madness this year. A very good friend of mine, Amanda from Mud and Ink Teaching, has just released a really awesome freebie. I still can't believe it's free. If you were watching my Instagram stories the other day, I was like, I can't believe she's not charging people for this. It is a whole Poetry March Madness bracket with 36 different poems that can go head to head. She has it all lined up with QR codes for the poems, a way to use QR codes and Google Forms so that kids can vote. I'm gonna set my whole bracket up on the outside window of my classroom, and then one of my colleagues is gonna do it on the other side of campus, and we're gonna use all the same Google Forms so it can be a campus-wide voting situation. We're pretty excited about it. If you would like to get your hands on this, you don't even have to be an ELA teacher because there's no real poetry lesson involved unless you want to make it into a poetry lesson. Check out the link down below. It's free. I'm excited about it. She doesn't even know I'm talking about this on here. I just really like it. Speaking of my friend Amanda and things I'm excited about and things that are coming soon, if you have not been following me on Instagram, you might not know, she and I are starting a podcast together. So after we met last June, in June of 2019, at the Keeping the Wonder workshop that happened in Lexington, Kentucky, we were both presenting. We were guest presenters at that workshop. We met, we hit it off. We have been talking ever since, and we've become quite close friends. We are starting a podcast together. So our podcast is called Brave New Teaching, and it is essentially just as the title implies. It is all about being brave, it is about trying new things, and it is about all things in between teaching. It is the two of us talking about all sorts of different topics. We are taking questions from our audience. We are giving like step by step, here's how I would teach this lesson, behind the veil lesson plans, all kinds of cool stuff. So excited to announce we are launching officially on April 2nd, but there is but very, very soon in the next couple of weeks, there will be a trailer available, which means you can subscribe to the podcast before it even launches. Make sure you do that so you don't miss the first 3 episodes that are gonna be available on our launch day, explaining all 3 parts of our title and then weekly content for you. We're excited to give it to you guys. And we can't wait to hear what you all think of it. So this last little thing that I'm gonna tell you about is pretty out of left field considering the other things that I've talked about so far, but it's just some products, some beauty products and some like food products that I've been using that are just kind of like making me happy and making things just kind of nice and better. Let's start with beauty products. So I recently got my hands on this Bedhead, what's it called? Bedhead Wave Artist Deep Waver, and I'll link it down below. I'll put an Amazon link. I haven't used a waver of any sort in my hair since like, oh my gosh, the late 90s. And so I was kind of wary of it. And then I saw an Instagrammer that I really enjoy her hair talking about it. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I love it. It just gives me some really fun, cool texture, and it's just a fun thing. And then this heat protectant spray is also, it gives you also a little bit of texture, so it works really well with something like a waver. The Amika Brooklyn Bombshell Blowout Spray, it's pretty great and it protects your hair and it gives you a little texture. I just really like it. I feel funny talking about products because I really never do like these kinds of products on my channel, but we'll see how you guys like it. If you hate it, you'll tell me in the comments, you know? Let's move on to food because I really just have beauty and food products. One thing that is just making me feel like a better citizen of the world is these reusable Keurig cups, because we were using the disposable ones and I just felt like I was filling the landfill every time I made a cup of coffee, which is multiple times a day. So I got 2 of them for our house, and they come like this. Like there's actually, these are the universal ones and they're Keurig brand, and I'll link them down below like I said, but they're not as big of a pain in the butt as you might think they would be, because it's like, oh, you gotta refill it, you gotta rinse it out. It's actually not that bad. And they basically come in a few different parts, and you put the coffee in this little one, and then you stick it on here, and you go like this, and you close it up, and then it goes into your Keurig if you're a Keurig user like myself, and I'm not filling the landfill. And I can take the grounds and use them in my garden. Liking that a lot, it's making my soul feel better. Speaking of making me feel better, these little packets, this is called True Lemon, and it is crystallized lemon flavoring basically, but it's actually lemon. So one packet is like the taste of one lemon wedge. And I will use these, I keep these in my classroom because, you know, classrooms are kind of where things go to die, right? Like flowers and fruit and that sort of thing. But I really like to have lemon in my tea, and I have little honey sticks, and now I have True Lemon, which is just really nice. It's something that I like. It makes me feel good. So there we go. Last but not least, speaking of coffee and other hot beverages, I tried a new creamer. I normally am a half and half kind of a girl. I do like flavored creamers, but I don't like the synthetic taste of them. And I like the creaminess and like the thickness of half and half, but I don't like what it does to my tummy. So I gave oat milk creamer a try. And this is a silk one. This one is the oatmeal cookie flavor because they didn't have any of the other flavors at Target when I saw this, and I quite like it. It's not overbearingly sweet like some creamers are, and it's creamy like half and half, and it just seems to be fitting the bill, and it hasn't done anything to my stomach, which is really, really nice. Well, there you have it, my friends. Those are the things that I am excited about right now this spring 2020. I'm sure there are other things that will come up that I will get excited about, and I will absolutely be announcing those on Instagram and talking to you there. So if you're not following me, please make sure that you take a moment to do so. If you are not already subscribed, do that. I am now posting twice, that's right, twice a week, one informational teacher tip video and then one vlog or fun video kind of like this. Please comment down below on the thing that you saw here that you would like to give a try. Like I said, everything I talked about is linked down below, and I think it's time for me to go make a cup of coffee and start sneaking my way into my second Hunt a Killer box. What do you guys think? Do you think they'll find out? Do you think my family will know that I got into it without them? My sister will know. She always finds out things like that. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.